actual broadcast itself right now. We're just, getting everything together. Together.
Like somebody that's want to escape inmates.
You kind of like half.
Who, Anton? You got to scoot over?
Yep.
Yeah, we got to get close on this table. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That better?
Yeah, that's much better.
Yes, ma'am.
Y'all ready to get into it? Hold on, you gotta play the theme music at least a little bit. Did anybody log in yet?
Yeah,
Felicia?
Roderick and Kaylee.
What's up, Roderick and who?
Kaylee, Renee. Hey. Kaylee, Renee, K-L-I. Renee, Kaylee, and K-A-L-I. Renee.
Oh, Callie Renee, that's my cousin. What's up? That's Portia. I don't know. It takes me a second with the Callie Renee thing. She's out in the Bay Area.
That's the baker.
In the Bay.
Yeah, she's been making the cake.
Man, she makes fabulous cakes.
She
So
said
you gotta
it's
go on
Portia.
her page.
I
The
got
Callie
it.
Renee.
That's the one who
Look.
baked the cakes, isn't it?
Hey Portia, I need you to bake me a cake and send it here. Except I need it free.
Dang.
It'll be an experimental cake,
It's coming from Cali.
Yeah.
That might be a good side hustle.
Alright.
Side hustle. What is that?
Georgette, you there?
Oh, that's her phone.
Okay. Yeah, make sure you mute your phone too though. If you're watching it live, make sure you mute your phone because it comes through and you can hear it on the microphone. Okay.
My phone where? On my I'm confused.
Like mute if you got the live feed playing, mute it so that we don't hear it on this end.
Oh, so through my laptop.
You got it on
Yeah.
there? Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I'm so used to doing everything on the phone. Did you share it, Wayne? Did you share it, Felicia?
I share Nikki.
Okay. Y'all ready?
Yep. You got clips.
Uno, dos, tres. Hey, welcome to the It's About Time show. I am your co-host, Chuck Beard. I have my other illustrious co-host here. I got the queen herself, Miss Nikki Nicole.
Hello.
And I also got the noble Anton Birch.
No. What up, people?
And we also have a special guest with us tonight. This is my girl. I got to tell the story because I know everybody in the room doesn't know, and I'm sure people on Facebook Live don't know. Georgette and I both worked for Viacom, and she still works for Viacom. However, I don't. I was in the accounting department, and one day, this high-strung female called my phone asking about some kind of payment or something, right? And, she was like, nobody else can help me, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, okay, let me help this sister out because she sounded like she in desperate need of whatever it is, right? So anyway, the 5-minute phone call turned into like an hour-long phone call. And after that, we just got cool. Like, we've been cool, like brother and sister type cool ever since. And she's actually calling in from New York. And just to kind of plug Georgette, she has a web series on YouTube called Dear Georgette, where it's, was it like 5 minutes long? Each clip is like 5 minutes?
Yeah, about 3 to 5 minutes.
Okay, yeah, each clip is like 3 to 5 minutes long, and they do like relationship things. That's pretty much it, right? You pretty much concentrate on relationships, right?
From my personal experiences.
Yeah. So anybody that's listening, watching, go to YouTube, check out Dear Georgette. She actually also, were you at some kind of film festival recently? Go ahead and tell everybody about
Yeah,
that.
I was featured in the NYC West End. Shout out to them. Yeah, Dear Georgette. That was back in November.
Okay, yeah, she was at the, you said the NYC, what was it? Okay, yeah, so I mean, she's actually getting some acclaim for that. Plus, she's worked on various other, what do you call them, like reality shows and stuff with VH1 and MTV, and
Wow.
yeah, like, that's why she's so high strung, but it's okay. Like, her goal is to be the next Oprah. I remember us having that conversation. Anyway, she is.
We got to mix it up with Chelsea Handler because that's my girl.
Okay, y'all know who that is. I'm gonna go with Oprah because I know Oprah. But Georgette is my girl, and I'm glad that she's on this evening. And actually, the topic for the evening, which is chivalry, really came from her podcast. She has a podcast that's on SoundCloud called Venting and Vino, where it's her and two other young ladies discussing issues and things like that. And yeah, they were talking about chivalry, and I was listening and I put comments in the system, and I was like, man, I got to do this topic. So I called her and I was like, look, if you want to get in on it, please do it. Because, you know, we'll be more than happy to have you on the show. So she said yes, and here we are today. All right, all that being said, thank you, Georgette, Queen Almighty GP. That's an inside thing between me and her, because, you know, she's the pimp shit out of me. But anyway.
Really?
Anyway, yeah, she was. She needed her money, so she was calling me to get her money. So she was pimping. I worked in the accounting department, so, you know, she was calling me about her money. Anyway, all that being said, we're about to start, get straight into the show. If you never watched the show before, you never listened to us before, never caught it before, I do a segment called What the Fuck Chuck?
And I'm never ready for it.
Nobody is ever ready for it. And last week we talked about how women can ship out soiled panties and get paid for
Hey,
it.
man, let's not go back.
It's interesting that you say soiled.
Yeah, so that's what it is. Look, people pay for pee stain, period stains, doo-doo stains, cum stains, whatever kind of stain you can put in some panties naturally. People pay for it. Anyway, this week, I guess we're staying with the ladies' underwear theme because Felicia sent me this picture.
Now, Felicia, come on now.
Hey, this man.
I actually looked it up on the internet, and it's a real thing. I was like, what the fuck? So that's when it instantly became the what the fuck Chuck moment,
Yeah.
right? Basically, so ladies, if you are not happy with how your monkey looks,
Oh, no.
if y'all are not familiar with what a monkey is, your print, you know, of the vaginal area, like when you put on jeans
The camel toe
or
print.
Yes.
you can actually purchase panties that make it look like you got a camel toe.
Man, wait a minute.
Yeah.
The real
So it has a camel toe print in the
Yes.
panties.
Yeah, it's like a little kind of foam, kind of cutout looking thing,
See,
and it looks like a camel toe.
Here we go with these Decepticons again, man. Look, man.
Why though?
And then you get down, get busy with them, and you be like, wait a minute.
Right.
That ain't what it look like out on the print.
Yeah,
You
it's
got
like
stuff
what it
hanging
is.
and swinging. Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Yeah, they got camel toe panties. And I actually look. You can go on Amazon and order
Amazon?
these things. Yeah,
Wow.
you can order them off of Amazon. And I want to say the panties were like $24 a piece or something like that.
Ladies, does your vajayjay not look like it's in perfect shape for a man?
Exactly.
Well, we got something for you.
Are you embarrassed by your vajayjay in public?
Wow.
Put on these camel toe panties.
No.
They got them in boy shorts. They got them in G-strings. Wait a minute.
That sounds ridiculous.
Hey, Roscoe.
Right?
Hey, Roscoe, you
That's
beat that girl.
Exactly.
You beat that girl at the bar. Did you see the print on her, dog?
Yeah, if you trying to catch a man that bad, and you.
Well, you know what? Part of me wonders if these products for women are being designed by men, like other things happen, like
Right.
high heels men don't have to wear.
Exactly.
They're designed by, you know.
Who
I'm not
invented
designing them. I want real.
Who invented this and why? What was?
Why? Because the thing is, like, these things
Somebody
are
with low monkey surface.
and they're never on the receiving end of having to wear these products. They're just making money off of them.
Yeah, that's got to be the only thing. Because I guess if I thought of the idea, I think I hit the jackpot too. Because think about it, you got people buying the butt print panties.
And butt pants.
I mean, they've been around for a long
And then you
time.
got,
Like the girdles with the built-in blood in them.
You dating a lady from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. I'm not messing with that, man. Golly, come on, y'all,
Yeah,
man.
that's
I
a little
mean,
ridiculous though.
I mean, you know, look, they take
I
it
guess,
fake
man.
to the highest level. You
Yeah.
can fake damn near everything
You'll
now.
find out eventually.
I guess
Yeah, oh yeah, you gonna find out.
Right.
You know, as a man, if you get to the point you're trying to be at, you know,
At
you
what
gonna
point
find
does
out.
fake not become fake anymore?
Next thing you know, wow, I should come up with this. It's probably been done. They're gonna make some drawers with dudes and stuff some
With
more
the
in
dick
there to
print.
make it up.
They got some.
I'm sure
No!
Yeah,
they do.
they got some. And they got different foam things you can put in them, like to make it look like
So
your
you can have
size
some
is
whack
bigger.
dude standing at the bar with some skinny jeans on, trying to make you look, hey girl.
Yeah,
How you
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they look like what do you call them I can't think of the name of the underwear.
Oh wow.
Anyway, that might be the next what the fuck Chuck. Since I talk about women's
No,
underwear.
we're not gonna
too.
talk about that.
Yeah.
Man. I'm gonna roast some dudes because I know some dudes out there that probably
You're
get that.
intentionally forming a camel toe because of the panties that you're wearing. That's
Right.
not cute.
That ain't cute
That-
at all.
Thank you, ma'am. That is not cute.
Man,
Decepticon me.
Man, look, hey, look. Yoga pants been fooling people for a long time, so
They can't put them in that. Well, they probably have them damn
No,
panties
yoga
on.
pants actually should have the real thing inside of them.
no.
I seen, but wow.
No, but they're
I'm
yoga
not gonna
pants
say
that make things accentuated. That when you see it, it's like,
Yes.
well, they didn't look like that.
This is a gag, though. So you know how a lot of like how guys kind of brag about their dick imprints. I think like if women think that that's supposed to be the equivalent, I need them to think again because I know that's the
Exactly.
thing for guys. Like, yeah, girl, hey, you see this imprint? Yeah. And so I make fun of people that have camel toes. Like, we're talking about people.
Really?
Yeah, no.
Well, I guess that's coming from a female.
It's
I
not
see it.
cute. It's not.
I am not
cute.
upset with the camel toe.
Please
Anyway,
don't go to Amazon.
Anyway.
I'm not upset with the camel toe, fellas. Just say no to the camel toe.
Yes, ma'am.
Just say no.
I'll
to
try
the
the next
Amazon.
time.
I like that slogan, Georgette. I like that.
Next time one
that's
is
gonna be a t-shirt.
next time one is in my face, I'm gonna say no, camel toe.
You better get that close, huh? You gotta see it.
No, camel toe. I gotta see. No.
Girl, these panties is you.
Right.
all right, so we're gonna move past the what the fuck Chuck because we actually took a little bit longer than we were supposed to. And now we're gonna move into the segment called "Give It to 'Em, Queen."
Aw. Give it to him, Queen. We still need to come up with like a
Man,
song or
I'm
something.
telling you, man, if copyright, man, I already got one for you.
I just got two things, and maybe a possible. I want to talk about. I wanted to talk about Kim Burrell.
Kim Burrell, okay.
Yeah, you know,
Kim Burrell. Who's Kim Burrell?
she's a singer, slash
Is that the gospel singer?
evangelist, yes.
Okay.
What's
okay,
she
okay.
doing?
And
Burrell.
yeah, so she recently made a comment. Basically, the comment was to every person that is dealing with the homosexual spirit that has it, I love you because God loves you. But God hates the sin in you and me. Anything that is against nature of God. I'm called to do what God called me to do, and that's it. And I do it with passion. So basically, she was saying that you're going to hell if you're gay. You're going to hell if you know, and a lot of people are having a fit about it. Well, she was supposed to show up on Ellen. She did, she helped Pharrell with the soundtrack on Hidden Figures. So that's kind of why she's in the public right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing a lot of, you know, showings and stuff like that. So Ellen canceled her from her show.
Mm.
She also has a radio show that has now been canceled.
Mm.
Yeah, so I think this little comment has been taken a little too far. And at the end of the day, you should have your freedom of speech. Everybody should be able to speak how they feel and what they feel whenever they feel, because we have that right. But you shouldn't start taking away because I don't believe in what you believe.
But then you say that she said, God and I love you, but he hates both of us because we sin.
Right.
Then she said both of us because
She didn't
we
say
sin.
you.
She didn't say you. Okay, but they just gloss all over that, which is not surprising. But they just glossed over her when she said both. He
I think
hates
for
both
me,
of
what
us.
I don't really
Why?
even find the comment absurd to me, because you know everybody has their own beliefs about it. You know, I'm gonna be honest. I'm back and forth with it. You know, nowadays it's almost almost into a point where it's like, I feel out of place because there are so many of them, and they're willing to be upfront and open with it, which is okay. I mean, okay, you being yourself, but for them to like bash her and pull her radio show and
But that's gonna happen nowadays.
Well, yeah.
But let me. I'm gonna say this because I believe number one, you should have freedom of speech, right? Number two, I feel like you do have the right to freedom of religion as well.
Exactly.
Right? And if there are consequences for freedom of speech, right? And certain times, yes, I feel like people overstep the bounds on freedom of speech. However, with this one, it doesn't sound like, from what you read, because I haven't heard it myself, but it doesn't sound like that her comments were hateful. Like I can see if you were bashing gay people.
Right.
But you're just saying, I don't agree with what you do. I don't have to agree with you on everything that you do. And like as a country, we shouldn't have to make everybody have to agree with us with everything that we do. I feel like if we do that, then somehow we're handicapping ourselves in terms of getting forward and moving forward into different places and, becoming a unified country. So, I mean, if you just want to silence all the dissenters, I feel like you're limiting the possibility of what this country really could be. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
I mean, go ahead.
Well, it's one thing my mom teaches me, and it kills me because it's just like people classify one sin as worse than the other. Like oh yeah, you're a homosexual, so you're going right next to the fire and just going to burn. No, sin's a sin. Yeah. I mean, no matter how you spin it. And I mean, I don't think her comments were malicious or being disrespectful. She didn't come out and say, well, you homosexuals are going to burn and rot in hell because he hates you. She included herself. But society nowadays was so sensitive. We got to be so politically correct because just like I say, I look at a lot of old shows from growing up, like in the 70s and 80s, and it was just unfiltered. You made fun of everybody. And it was a good laugh. Yeah. It was no harm, no foul. But guys, man, you even look at somebody the wrong way, they're ready to fight, or they're, I'm gonna ban you, and how'd you dare look at me like that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's in essence, I understand. I don't necessarily agree with the stance that gay people have because I'm not gay, but I understand like you got the right to love whoever you want to love. Right. Basically, anybody that is not married and having sex, you're sinning.
Right. You see I mean, that's a sin too. Yeah. Yes. So, I mean, gosh, y'all are not, it's glamorized now. It's just, it's like a form of society of its own. I just, I love.
I want to chime in if I can.
Go ahead. You go right ahead.
Liberal.
Go ahead.
Liberal when it comes to a lot of this stuff. I think what's kind of frustrating with her comment, yes, we're in the age where people are going to get bashed and how you said speech comes with consequences. But with me being someone that doesn't really see, as far as when it comes as relationships are concerned, and when it comes to genders, I think it's hard for me to digest that people can be so judgmental about seeing two women together, two men together. I mean, I think that just as much as people were growing up in the church or grew up in the church and are told and hiding behind religion with certain things, I mean, someone can throw something else back at her and discredit something that she believes in. So, and then the other thing that was the irony was she was supposed to appear on Ellen, and everyone knows Ellen's relationship and her stance. So that was the other thing that bothered me, and there was no sympathy that came from me towards Kim. But again, when you're a public figure, you have to understand these things. People live the life that they live, but they don't see any difference in it. And so the judgment, I can't get with. I don't care what you believe in and where you got that from, because everybody was taught something that was taught from somewhere else, that was taught from somewhere else. So there's always going to be biases in the things that we grew up learning. And I think that was my issue with the whole Kim Burrell and her comments with that, because she was also supposed to perform with Burrell on Ellen, and of course that wasn't going to happen after her comments.
Oh, right. Yeah. Right.
And
don't.
that bold
Yeah.
to stand on that, because
Yeah.
then she had to come and double back and say, no, you all are taking my words out of proportion. But people are taking your words for face
For
value.
that value.
Say what you mean and what you say.
Yeah. No,
The first thing you say is I've been told is what you mean.
Is what you
So
mean.
don't even try to come back and cover up and gloss over it.
But look, we got to move on to the next story. Go ahead with the next
Well,
one.
this one, Chuck brought it up. I don't feel like it needs entertainment, but since he brought it up, the Chris Brown and the Soulja Boy, if I had to put my money on it, it'd be Chris Brown.
I haven't even really got into this, but
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, this is why I wanted to talk about it right here, because I watched the Soulja Boy video, and Soulja Boy claimed some kind of Pyru set.
he's a blood.
But okay, he claimed a Pyru set that is in L.A. And this dude is from Atlanta, right? And I watched the video with a real OG on there, a dude that grew up in Compton,
Right.
because he claimed the street in Compton. And I'm like, okay, if you gang banging for real, you don't have $1 million record deals, right? It's only real gang bangers that have real $1 million record deals. Either stop living that life because of it, or like with that Bloods and Crips album, which was total garbage in the 90s.
Right.
They came together in the form of a truce. And my thing is this: if you are going to act like you live in that life, you are about that life, whatever, however you want to say it, be careful. Because it's real gangbangers out here that really do this and take this seriously. And you don't need to be playing with it.
No.
I mean, you a dude that's made millions of dollars. Why do you want to gangbang? And what kind of example are you setting for people that are following behind you? Like, regardless of... Go ahead.
No, because you actually, it's funny that you actually came at that angle, because I was talking about it from another angle. Can I clip on this show? I just want to know.
Yeah, man, say whatever.
Yeah,
And that's what
say.
you're here for.
Look, hold on. We got the What the Fuck Chuck segment. You asked me, can you
I
cuss?
totally forgot. Right? You gotta think we're going, what the fuck? So it's funny that you came from that angle, because from my understanding, when I got pulled into reading about Chris Brown and Soulja Boy, it actually started. I didn't catch the gang part on Soulja Boy then. And perpetration, like people perpetrating, is real. From my understanding, it was on some Soulja Boy liked Karuchi Tran, Chris Brown's exes,
Picture.
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah.
Chris Brown's making all these comments. What I'm not here for is, I think from both of their standpoints, I mean, you all are therefore in a place where this is not even necessary. Everyone is making money, and they can get money sideways. The fact that they're even entertaining something like this is what's making it out of hand. And I honestly believe that this is going to go away.
Yeah.
Chris has a daughter, and everyone may have their views about Chris, but I feel like he's at least attempting to make a difference, but to entertain this bull nonsense with Soulja Boy, I think it's stupid. Like, people are getting trained by professional boxers. For what?
Right.
Who gives a shit? I mean,
Man, look,
I think it's kind of crazy, and it's from the Soulja Boy gang banging comments that you're making. I can't even get into that whole gang banging because I'm not aware of all of that. But I think it's reckless, and I think what's happening too is I think there's a lot of people are trying to feed for attention. They're trying to feed for attention. Give it a couple of months, y'all, and even less than a couple of months. This is going to go away.
My son, he was
They've got
like,
boxing match
I
set up
can't
already.
wait till a boxing makes. And I was like, they are not
Yeah,
really
they
boxing.
they got-
It's like,
yeah,
yeah, they
Floyd
are.
Mayweather.
Proceeds are going to charity.
And if it did happen,
Floyd
I would
Mayweather's
pay for it.
back
I
in
would
it.
pay for it. I wouldn't go to his house to watch it.
No.
You're not getting that energy from me.
No,
It'll be on my Fire Stick for free.
It's not going to be on watching some pay-per-view fight between Chris Brown and Soulja Boy.
Right, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, no, I 1,000% agree with you, Georgia. I mean, because at this point, with both of them having the careers that they have and have had, because Soulja Boy pretty much is washed up, but
Yeah.
with them having the careers that they do or have had, it's pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, you're arguing over a female, which we understand wars have been started for less, but it's no need for it to be a top story on social media. And then, like, the thing that really upset me was the whole gang banging element. Like, you throwing up signs and all this other stuff, and it ain't no way that you really are that person.
Right.
And hold on, we got to move on to the next story.
It's all about that moolah, honey. Ben says, my thing is, why these two rich dudes keep acting like that, can't find each other. That's why you say it's publicity stunts, and they're just popping. Exactly. I just wanted to shout out to Janet Jackson for having her baby.
Yes, 50-year-olds can have babies now.
I wanted to bring that up because
what's that baby's name?
There's I don't know.
Minimus.
There's a lot of people talking about how women of that age are having babies now. More women of that age are having babies now. I say more power to you. Yeah. I mean, you know, if you can be that age and still have children and and be blessed, more power to you. You think?
Blessed financially.
More power to you.
Nobody ever knew that bullshit at 50. She a real MILF now, huh?
Right.
There's something fluctuating that she also secretly had another child.
Right, earlier in the day.
Yeah, when she was with the bars or whatever. Yeah.
With not what was his name? Not L, the other brother.
Chico.
Was it Chico?
No, it wasn't Chico.
I think it's L. Isn't it L?
Yeah, I think it was L.
It was L?
Yeah, I think it was L.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Who was it?
Because there's a reality show out with
L in it.
It's one of the other brothers.
It's one of the brothers.
It's one of the other brothers. James, I think. James
right.
Bars, yes. They
His
have
daughter is
remember
the
they
star
got
of
brothers.
her
His
own
brother, sister, I think it's
reality
James.
show. She on the same reality show with Magic Johnson's old sweet ass boy.
Yeah.
We gonna figure it
No,
out.
I'm serious. I think it's James, if I'm not
James
mistaken.
Bars.
You're right. I just looked it up. It's James.
Yeah, man, I ain't crazy.
He's
He's
a whole
James
had a daughter with
Bars.
her, don't he?
Secret daughter of Janet Jackson. It's
Right.
November 2016 on Central TV. There's an article about it.
Yeah.
That's like saying Tito. James the Ball.
Yeah.
Tito.
He the one that played the guitar in the back and missed the dance steps. Anyway.
Are people hypocritical about Janet deciding to have a child at 50?
Yeah.
Or people happy or excited for her? I guess I don't know.
The side that I've seen is more critical.
What have you all heard or seen of this?
Yeah, I've seen a more critical side. I would appreciate to see a more positive side about this, but I think this day and time is more of a negative side anyway, regardless of what the topic is.
I wonder why that is, though.
Man, it's because of how the media spins everything. We just came out of the era of fear, and then after that, the era of judgment and what am I looking for? Racism. So, with those two things, the media is looking for anything that they can jump on that they can spin and turn negative. But now we got to roll into my nigga of the week.
Yes, part of people. I just want to say one last thing on that. I think what would be cool with Janet actually had his baby, she go and make another album and do the Janet cover again. I probably
get her body back right.
With the holding of the
Right.
tatas. Yes. Well, go ahead.
What
That's
was she
she should do.
doing?
If somebody was holding them, she wasn't holding
Yeah.
them.
It
I'd
might
have
be
been
James.
that
I don't
photo
have any,
boy.
but I'm doing
It
that.
might have been James.
Sam James.
Boom.
James.
Boom, and his man. Yeah. Okay, anyway, my nigga of the week. Well, for you all that are first time listeners, my nigga of the week is somebody that I choose as exemplifies and just stands out during this week between our shows. Past couple of my niggas of the week have been our outgoing President Barack Obama. Kind of sticking with the theme because my nigga of the week is his wife, Michelle.
Yeah.
But she had me at work at her last public function,
That's
and
speech.
she's about to cry during her speech, or she did cry.
Yeah, she did.
You know, it just the power in what she was saying and her actual feelings coming through on that, man. Hey, look, yeah, it's finna get real, y'all. How many more days? What's this, the 8th?
Man,
You got 12 days.
We don't want
I've
to
been
talk
saying it for
about
2 weeks. You got 12 days.
We don't want to talk about it.
I'm not talking to her. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, look, man, I get on CNN.com and read all the stuff just to keep myself abreast of what this person is saying. I'm being nice because I can't say what I want to say, how I want to
This
say it.
motherfucker.
You
That's
go
what
right
she
ahead.
call him.
I can't because where I work, I'll be seeing his face every day on my wall, which sucks. But anywho,
Yeah,
you know,
that would be
y'all just got to get ready. Get ready.
Yeah. With that being said, we're going to take this first break. Y'all stay tuned. Everybody on Facebook Live, don't go nowhere. We're just going to take about a minute. get everything together. Then we coming back with the main topic, which is chivalry.
Is it dead?
These young cats in.
All right, here we go. Let's put a little bit of murder. Oh, who said it something on Facebook Live? Are they in the comments?
No, Terrence just joined. He said motherfucking Jones and
What up, Terrence?
Terrence, only you.
Motherfucking Jones.
and then of course Wayne, he said something that was about the freedom of speech. Does not mean that it comes without consequences. That if thought the LGBT community wasn't going to make a stink about it, then I don't know where you've been hiding.
You can't say nothing about.
You can't talk about us.
Yeah, not at all. Not without being ousted. Any other comments or anything? Who's watching?
Okay.
So we can shout them out.
Yeah, it's Stella Duffy,
Miss
Charles.
W, you see I've gotten better. My heart out to you,
And
baby.
we got
my
a
heart's out
Miss
to you.
Duffy.
Yes.
Thank you for your input too.
Yeah, I was having a bad day, but my heart's out. Rest
Yeah.
in peace. You know I posted, man. Lose your mother and your brother.
Yeah.
So close around the holidays, baby. You know I love you. You know
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
sorry. I'm sorry to hear about your mother, Miss Duffy. I'm so sorry about that. Who
And
else is
Joan,
watching? Who?
Joan
Joan.
Phillips.
Hey.
Hey.
Said I've been looking into investing in Bitcoin because of the economy.
Gold is
You
where it's
never
at.
know how Trump will affect our economy and the American dollar.
Gold is where they say is gonna be the big asset and the
And
big
coat.
monetary.
Cole Severs. That's B. What up, B Angel?
Be Angel.
Yeah, I'm calling. I didn't call your whole name this time. He tried to hide on Facebook, Colt Severs.
Is that his
Colt
name?
Severs.
Is that your name?
That
That's
kind of
his
sound
Facebook
like
name.
that's a foreign name. Colt Severs.
Nah,
Are
that's
we friends? Because that sounds familiar.
You don't remember Colt Severs? That was the fall guy.
Still sound like a foreign name.
Yeah.
Is it a foreign name?
What?
Huh?
Oh, don't pull an Anton on us, because Anton had chips on the microphone one time, and it sounded like we were in the middle of the bag while he was crushing. Yeah, we're still on the break.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. No, I wasn't on air. I'm talking about like during the break.
Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead and munch on your chips then. Munch on, munch on.
I'll turn around and say what this look like.
Yeah, get that.
Right, though.
Hey, I would like some water, but we didn't get to make the pina coladas. I was gonna make them, but oh well. Alright, y'all about ready?
He had like the back of Frank Grocery. It was the middle like a half a cigarette.
Right? Some ninja shit. Man, some ninja shit.
All that means is a donkey.
Ninja shit.
Oh man. You gotta be from Chattanooga to
Thank you
understand
guys
now.
for watching.
Yeah, we appreciate y'all for watching. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes,
Juanita
everything.
just tuned in. Juanita Brown.
Juanita
Juanita
Brown. She was Miss Somebody. What was that?
Miss
No,
somebody. Miss Black People Award.
she won
People Award.
she won like a for real beauty pageant.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, Miss Brown.
Yeah, please, no, please over, because she was over in England for like, I want to say 4 or 5 years, something like that. But she's back in the United States now. Right on. Do your thing. Black is beautiful. Yes,
Sure
she
we
is.
do.
I saw some blue thumbs. Send me some more, please. Send me some hearts. I like the heart.
All right, y'all ready?
I'm just like.
We ready?
Yes.
All right. Uno, dos, tres. Hey, welcome back to the It's About Time show. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for watching, listening, however you're getting the show. We appreciate you. Now we're gonna go into our main topic, right? I explained a little bit about where the topic came from, because I was listening to Georgette Pierre, who was here with us now. I was listening to her podcast over this past week, and they talked about chivalry, right? And really, I had to go look at chivalry and really figure out what chivalry is or was, right? Because what we think of as chivalry right now is not what it used to be. Because it used to be during the times when they had the feudal system. I don't know if y'all are familiar with that, but the feudal system is when they had, the kings, the queens, the knights, the lords, the ladies, the scribes, the, all that kind of stuff, where it was set up with the hierarchy.
You just educate some people.
Yeah, no.
They don't teach that no more.
Yeah, that's what we're about to do, is we about to educate
history.
people, especially about when we talk about chivalry. Because in regards to chivalry, basically it was the code that the knights lived by, right? And the code stood for loyalty, forbearance, hardihood.
Hardihood?
Yeah, that just basically means you have a fervent desire. Yeah,
Hardy.
hardy. Ain't say
not Hollywood.
RDI hood. Yeah, no, not Pepper's old shop that went bankrupt.
Yes.
No, yeah, exactly. Then liberality or liberty, the Davidic ethic, i.e., biblical tradition, which, never mind. I'm gonna say that for myself because things have been watered down. And then honor is what it all stood for. So somehow, in this day and time, we have changed to mean like a code for gentlemen and what gentlemen should be doing in terms of their relationships with women. When in the beginning, it was a code for how to conduct yourself in regards to your spirituality, in regards to your relationship with your peers, your relationship with your king or your government.
The position that you
and a relationship, with just humanity itself. But somehow, and I don't know where the disconnect came in, but we've changed the definition to mean something totally different.
I think it's laziness somewhere along the line. Seriously.
Right.
You
Seriously.
can call it out. Hey,
I mean,
say why do you say that though? I gotta ask that
because
question.
all of those things are possible and they're still out there. They're very far few in between, I think, but it's just a simple fact of laziness. And then laziness is inherited. Whether you teach somebody intentionally to be lazy or not, it's inherited. So if it wasn't passed on to you from that generation, it gets worse and almost get lost in the system. And I think chivalry right now is alive. It's just lost, and it needs to be awakened.
Okay.
What's the laziness that you speak of?
The language.
From men or gender?
Well, no, it was the chivalry specifically is about men. Like,
I mean, the language that I spoke of.
Men have become lazy. That's all.
Well, no, I'm not saying men. I'm saying chivalry, period, because I think chivalry comes from men and women. You know?
that's not because historically nobody.
I don't agree with that, but that's interesting that you have that take.
Yeah, my definition of it is
Well, okay, let's do this. I want everybody, including myself, to go around and tell me what your definition of chivalry is and what it means. And we're gonna start with you, Georgia, since you spoke up, since you dissented.
Yeah, at least what I think it is, I saw it as the way a man, the respect and the regard that a man had for a woman, that included being mindful of her safety when out in the street, opening her door, being courteous, and just, again, in a sense, putting the woman first. And this is my actual first time actually verbalizing what I think it is. But more so courtesy, respect, but I always felt like it was from the male, the woman receiving.
Yeah.
That was not giving it. But the woman can get it. This wasn't to me called chivalry, which is called reciprocity.
that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask that.
Okay, so hold up. We're not gonna cross that bridge yet. We're still defining chivalry.
I mean, she said everything I was going to say. I mean, that's what I've grown up thinking that it will be, that it is the respect and a man shows towards a woman, how he's supposed to treat a woman. And the other thing, standing on the outside when you're walking down the street. The man's supposed to stand next to the street and the woman on the inside, but I'm spot on with what Georgette said. That's what I've always thought chivalry to be. So
Yeah.
I'm learning something today.
My
as well.
stance, I piggyback off of you as well. But my stance when it comes to the other gender, being women, the courtesy part, the respect part, I've never heard a word for it other than shit. When it comes from a woman, giving it out, I've never heard of another word for it. So I've always just looked at it as both ways can somewhat give it out in some type of way. But yes, I agree. Like my dad, growing up, he used to open the car doors for me and like simple things like that. I remember, being around other guys and thinking, why they don't do it,
Yeah, well, it's the small things that add up to have big value.
Right.
I mean, because you might take it for granted, which is unfortunately what happens a lot of
And
the
I
time.
say that to say, I remember asking my dad, and he was like, that's just what a man do. It was never put in depth of the reasoning, as broken down as you put it, but it was that's just what a man's supposed to do.
I mean, I agree. That's what my definition was before I started reading it and researching it. And I gotta thank Georgette for making me do this, because I heard what they were saying and I was like cringing. I wanted to be in the middle of the conversation. Anyway, we've all heard the term that chivalry is dead, right? My question is, how did chivalry die, and who killed it?
Ooh, I feel like this is the Dear Georgette episode, so now I feel like I can cheat because I did an episode about this. I can pull some responses. No, it's funny. I didn't know if anyone else was up for something.
Go ahead. Do what you do.
So when this was a conversation that I had with someone, I thought, I didn't really answer it. My guest answered it, but now that I get to answer it, I must say that I think it's a combination of both, men and women, right? I've heard men say, she doesn't need to open her door. Why am I opening her door for? She's going to open my door. She's going to pay for my meal, right? So then you have a younger generation that came in not feeling like they had to do these things. The thing on the woman's side, and I know I fell into this category, was I was never taught the full scale or scope of what I love to what I'm receiving now. And so I didn't know how to receive it. So when you're dealing with someone that gets it, and then they're dealing with a woman that doesn't know how to receive it, that doesn't make them want to two things. There's men that are going to continue to do it, and then there's men that are going to stop doing it because they don't feel like it's being appreciated. So I've dealt with, I've heard both sides. So I think it's a combination of both, but I think a lot of it has to do with the younger generation. When you're not taught something and understanding why it should be done, you're going to go about it in your own way. And I think a lot of times the younger generation also doesn't have necessarily they don't have a certain respect for women as you hear in rap songs. That is a reference. Now, so that it's trying to generalize everybody. But the way you hear how men talk about women now wasn't the same way. Well, I don't feel like it was the same way that our parents grew up talking about, like how they were talking about each other. So I think it's men.
They lost the value of a woman. They lost the value of a woman, and the woman lost the value.
Because some of them be like, women don't value themselves. So that's why I'm like, I have to teeter between the two, because if a woman doesn't know how to love herself or herself, she's going to put up with a lot of shit. And I've been on that side. And then now that I'm on the extreme side of the spectrum, where I'm, dealing with a guy that is absolutely doing all these things, and I'm like, if he and I don't work out, I'm not going to be able to accept anything less than what he's been giving me. But it took me going through the bullshit with certain guys to even appreciate what he's doing now. And it took me time to get there.
Okay, hold up, because I'm gonna throw another question out there. I'm gonna let
Hold up.
yeah, hold up, wait. So what I'm hearing, and correct me if I'm wrong. Number one, it has to do with I don't want to say the hip hop genre, but yeah, kind of the hip hop genre. It also has to do with well, I wouldn't say totally. And okay, y'all can get mad at me if you want to. I think the women's liberation movement played a part in it.
Want to be independent and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. It's I believe, I think a lot of men felt like women feel like they can do shit on their own. They don't need, we don't need their help, blah, 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 like shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so.
But you have to remember where they came from. Like, now my brain going. You have to think about the history of where that liberation came from. The women were doing everything to get the chivalry and everything, but they weren't being respected. So then here comes to the liberation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, domino effect.
Yeah, speak that truth, hunty.
Domino effect. It has everything to do with babies having babies, Robert Thomas said.
That's
true. Good one, Rob.
Right.
And I was gonna say that it has we lost that traditional value in that sense with parents becoming younger or them not having that or being taught that.
That's a good point.
I mean that I always look at that when I think about a lot of world issues and topics. That traditional upbringing is getting lost. Big mama, big daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just like I was always, I guess, what we were founded on or grew up on.
Hold on, Wayne said something. He just said Big Daddy wasn't there. And I'm going to say something I feel like, especially in the black community, played a huge part in it, is the fact that there was a systematic attempt to break down the family, i.e. the welfare system says that you can't have a man live in the house. So basically they separated the black family in a lot of ways. I mean, and then you could go back to slavery times.
Did we talk about this letter, man? That's what
the Willie Lynch
So
letter.
therefore, it goes back to the man not being there to teach those values,
Exactly.
to show those values
Exactly.
that he's showing his wife chivalry and he's teaching his children that this is how you're supposed to.
Exactly. I mean, and then okay, and I'm not taking anything away from men that were raised in single parent homes, but it's something different when a child is raised with a man in the home that male children learn in terms of respecting women, and women children learn in terms of what they deserve and feel like they need from a man.
Speak that, man.
Yep.
Speak that. I say that a lot.
Well, so to add to that, the other thing that I thought about with what you just said is also the first, and I guess that goes back to the comment about children raising children or having children. The first connection that any man has to a woman is his mother. And so I'm baffled sometimes by the misogynists because those men wouldn't be here without a woman. So the fact that a man can actually hate a woman and disrespect a woman kind of baffles me because he wouldn't be here without a woman. But then that goes back to the first relationship. What's the relationship with the mother? Because a lot of men, if a man, and I was taught this, I learned this actually, not taught it, but if you always look at how a man treats his mother because he is going to treat you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I learned that the hard way.
That is so
And I
true.
remember I dated a guy that used to always hang up on his mother. So when he hung up on me, he thought I was calling him back because that's what his mother used to do. Never called him back. And so he was like, why did you call me back? I was like, because you hung up on me. He's like, so? I'm like, And so when I saw and I used to hear and see him do it to his mother, I understood why he didn't feel like it was any different from me.
Yeah. I mean, it's what you've been allowed. It's really a subconscious thing. It's what has been allowed. And okay, I'm gonna read Robert Thomas's comment. I appreciate Robert Thomas. He said, "Mom taught me how to respect ladies, but these young women today don't know how they want to be treated and respected, so they can teach us young how to treat young ladies." All
I
right.
don't know how.
We're gonna pump brakes on that one. I appreciate that comment, Robert. Because that leads us into something that Georgette said about reciprocity, right? And like I said, it all goes back down to it all goes back to the breakdown of the family. But we kind of know and we can see how men should treat women, right? And Georgette brought up reciprocity. What is the code for women? Like, what should men expect from women?
Wow.
But this is the same question. I feel like I'm having deja vu right now. Because I was like, I get questions over.
Yeah, this was actually a question from your show. So I told you I was gonna bite off your show, so that's what I'm doing.
I mean, you know, to answer that and think about on things in relationships I've been in, and being one of those that was taught to respect a woman, just appreciation. Just like Georgette alluded to previously, before she got with somebody like that, you didn't know how to take it.
Mm-hmm.
A woman the woman that's never had that didn't know how to take it. They don't know how to take you or treat you. I mean, I just want appreciation. I mean, that goes a long way with me.
Yeah,
Just show me that you appreciate.
I agree. Wayne, you said Wayne is in the. You gonna have to get close to the mic though, so everybody can hear you. But
Yeah.
no, please
I
don't
think
do that.
most men are very simple when it comes to things like that. That it does. It's probably the 90% is probably what it is going to take. It's just simple appreciation.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this. I learned a lot about what I wanted and needed going through my divorce, because it forced me to take a look at what I accepted and what I was missing versus what I needed.
Yes.
And I think it's different for every person, but just to kind of quantify it, and for the purposes of us doing this show, I feel like number one, a man needs his woman to respect him.
Number one,
Off the top, no BS, no games, respect. Number one. Number two, validation. Especially as a black man, we fight the world all day. The world hates us just because who we are. And when we come home and we face that same hated home,
yes,
that you talk about breaking somebody down. That's exactly how you break a man down right there. I gotta fight this shit all day and come home to the same shit I've been fighting elsewhere.
yes, it's supposed to be my sanctuary.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be my sanctuary.
This is supposed to be my peace. You were supposed to be my peace. You're supposed to represent that. Number three, I said, what did I say? Respect, affirmation. The affirmation part, and I said it, alluded to it, or is peace, right? Because this is part of the problem with this new generation. They feed and they crave drama, right? Where if you are a hardworking man, not no little boy, because little boys feed off the drama. If you are a hardworking man, you are ready to come home at the end of the day and have peace. Period. No bullshit about it. No two ways about it. The fourth thing I'm going to say that we're missing, or the fourth thing I feel like women should give, is, how's the saying go? Be a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed.
Right.
I mean,
It had to be sexual.
Look, no, I'm a man, and men are very sexual creatures, though. You cannot deny that. I know women want to try and push it under the rug a lot of the times, but men are very sexual creatures. It's a reason why we like titties. They soft. I mean, no, for real. It's a reason why we like titties.
I'm not going to answer this question.
Soft.
You're not going to bring out the devil in me today.
Look, you can act like I'm telling the lie, because no, I'm not. Like,
you didn't hear me say you were lying.
How big does sex play a role in every relationship?
I don't think it's the fact that it's a lie. It just wasn't necessary.
No, it is necessary, because sex is a huge part of relationships. Like, think about it. If you and your significant other are no longer sexually active, what are you?
Well, so let me.
Go ahead.
Are you listening to this over there, Cameron Woman?
Yes.
I'm listening. But I got the comments too.
Oh, dang, she dropped the water. Please
I'm
don't
sorry,
electrocute
Georgette.
yourself. Go ahead, Georgette.
So I think what men can expect from me, I can't say all women, but I think one thing I'm grateful for is having amazing guy friends and the conversations that I have from anyone that runs together, Chuck, to just a bunch of other people that I've talked to over the past year and changed. I think, for me, I've gotten to a place of being a little less selfish, right? And I think what some of us women need to do is be because I think when I talk to one of my guys, that the simple things that he wants is definitely sex, right? So he'll lace his woman up, make like she'll get an allowance, drive the car whenever she needs, whatever she needs, he can give it to her. But all he needs are like the two simplest things. And I know sometimes we as women can be a little bit difficult for whatever reason. And so I think being a little bit more selfless, right? I do agree with their appreciation. But showing that, don't just say it, you gotta show it. Show the appreciation that you appreciated the thing that he did for you, and you give that back to him in a different way. But I don't think expect, depending on the woman that you're working with, again, I'm only speaking from my perspective, but expect me to hold you down completely. If I rock with you, then I'm rocking with you completely. Whatever you need, and I can help provide, and the support, I mean the love, whatever it is, the respect or regard, you have it. You have it. But again, I was very selfish. Even with guys that I liked and I was not necessarily dating, I just, in my mind, I was like, I don't care. Like, I'm just, wherever I want to go. And that it doesn't work that way. Not when you're dating and especially
Look, can I piggyback off what you're saying, Georgette? Can I piggyback off what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, and this was just my experience after I got divorced. I got divorced at 39 years old, right? And I started dating different women. Like some women had kids, others didn't. And what I found from the women that did not have children was that they were completely selfish. They were self-absorbed and like, so it got me to a point where I was like, I don't want to date a woman that don't have at least one child because she don't know what sacrifice means. And you know, exactly, sacrifice, compromise, all of that stuff. And you know, you alluded to something. I'm about to bring it out. Love is not just a word; it's an action. And you know, you can say you love somebody all day long, all day, every day. What are you doing to prove it? And one of the biggest fallacies I think that we deal with, and I've told people this, you know, when they come to me and ask questions, is like, and this is in the Bible, it says, love your neighbor as yourself. That works for strangers and people that you don't know that well, right?
Right.
Because you giving them what you would want, which basically is kind of like respect. But when you're in a relationship with somebody, you got to love them the way that they need to be loved versus what you feel like love should be. And
absolutely.
I learned.
There's
Go
a
ahead.
meeting in the middle that has to happen. There's a compromise that has to happen.
Yeah.
It's funny that depending on where you are in your life and the mental state that you're in, you get to that point. But I got to that point with the person that I'm really into right now. I did not get to that point prior to him. Although, Chuck, the common factor awareness of how I should treat a man was still in my mind. It just, there wasn't anyone that brought me to that point. No one got me to rise to the occasion. And I think, and vice versa, I think there's some men that feel like women don't bring them to the point where they want to rise to the occasion. So there is a double standard, because regardless, it's expected from men and not expected from women.
Right.
Like the reciprocity, like the reciprocity is not expected from women, but even if we don't treat ourselves with respect, men are looked and deemed, heartless and all this other stuff when they disrespect women and treat them like this, put their hands on them, blah, 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 you know?
No, I completely agree. Okay, back to my list though, because I'm about to get on number 5, right?
Wait, how long is your list?
It's just 2 more.
Right.
That was number 4, but it's 2 more. So I think that women in relationships have to be nurturers, right? And I know that sounds kind of juvenile, but the thing is, if a man has a vision, a dream, or whatever, I feel like his woman should help nurture that vision or dream.
I think you should say that word in a different way, because nurturing
I think you should too. I don't think
nurturing
nurturing is the
doesn't
right
sound
word.
right.
Okay, what's the word?
Because you sound like you want somebody to
A
be your
supporter?
mama.
Well, right, because thank you. It almost sounds like, it sounds like you're not capable.
I I get what you're trying to say though, cuz like I understand
think
it.
it's support.
Yeah,
Support.
I understand. Yeah, supporter. That's what I was saying. Somebody support. To give support.
Women have to be a supporter in whatever your endeavor is, whether you win or lose in that endeavor.
But what's
I think
wrong
that's
with
what
being nurturing though?
No, and then I was just gonna say, if you're gonna use that word, be specific about your nurturing, because for me as a mom and as a woman, that sounds like you want somebody to be your mama.
I'm
To
not
me,
sure.
it sounds like you can't stand on your own.
Yeah.
And
That's one interpretation, but a man's ego and his psyche is very fragile.
That's the one thing I'm not here for, and I can't talk. I'm not even tolerate that, the baby. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that Meg gets that foot, but I need you to be able to hold your shit together when you're drinking, when you're doing all this other stuff.
Exactly.
We're adults.
Okay.
I think it's an ego thing. You want your ego stroked in a certain way, which is understandable. But what type of ego are we dealing with, and what type of ego are you wanting us to stroke?
Well, okay, and then this is another thing that I've seen, and y'all can go in on me or whatever. When a man truly loves a woman or is truly trying to get to know a woman and makes himself vulnerable, a lot of women get turned off by that vulnerability.
No, I'm here for it all day. I think this is my two favorite words. Not to interrupt. Is
Go ahead.
space, right? I think it's unfair that there are the emasculate. Similar to what you said, and I said this on another podcast that I was on. I said, the emasculation of men, especially back then, is real. I said, all get beat up in the media, get beat up at work. The last place that you need to get beat up is when you come home to your significant other. And the issue that I have with some women is when you all come into that space wherever you're at, you use that safe space to be able to cry, to be able to be emotional, because male masculinity, like that's masculine, like that's another topic, Chuck, that we should probably talk about on another show. I would love to come back onto that, but
Okay.
I know when I had posed the question about men not being able to forgive women when they were cheating, my friend said I think he said male sexuality is very vulnerable or sensitive or something like that. And I was just like, wait. I didn't understand, and so I think I don't know where it comes from, but people make fun of men that are emotional, and I think that comes from insecurity.
Insecurity,
Right?
yeah.
The term man up is very dangerous. I think that, and I've talked to people about this, but I think we just need to be very mindful and aware that certain things that we say can hurt.
Yeah.
You all, but in a more layered way, not just
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, he bruised my arm, but mentally and emotionally speaking. And I don't know if it starts from when the men grow up and they're taught like, you gotta be a man, and they define being a man as certain things. I think that's problematic, but I also think that women that don't offer that big space for a man to be emotional, whether that's crying, whether that's whatever, I think that's also an issue. But again, I don't know where that necessarily comes from. I think, again, it's the societal's quote unquote skewed and fucked up views on what men's masculinity, but how they define how they define masculinity. But I do agree with you all day. I am here, shoulder to cry on, wipe your tears away, all of that, because I think it is important that you all express yourself. I think it's and if you're with a woman that does not appreciate that and cannot accept that, she's not with you, because you're going to regret that later, and it's going to be something that's going to be damaging later on down the line.
Yep.
Always.
I totally agree, but let me go ahead. You
I mean, I agree because it was making me think about my previous marriage, and I had someone, like I said, that wasn't used to the type of person I was. I was always going to be emotional, and things happen, infidelities happen on her part, but I was the one that I tried to stick by what I was taught, my roots, and give it my all until I knew I couldn't. But just like you said, you'll grow to just regret that later on down the line, because it just, the whole topic, you're right. I mean, I'm gonna be me. Just like when Chuck said, when he got out of his marriage, it makes you think and look back and make you think about what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept and what you look for. I mean, it's different. It's just that manly man. And if you show your emotions, she used to try to push me by actions and things she said just to get a rise out of me because that's what she was used to. That's her emotion. Because I'm not a manly man, as you say. No, I'm a man.
Yeah.
I just express myself.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm finna roll into the last question for the evening because, we've been talking about this for about 30 minutes now. But the next question that I got is, I was in church today, right? And I wouldn't have even had this question if I had stayed in the bed because it was cold outside like I really wanted to. But I was in church today and Pastor was talking about the different types of love that are out there, right? And he brought up this one kind of love that I never heard of. It's called ludos, right? Which basically is passion with no commitment. Basically, we can go out, we can kick it, we can have a good time, but at the end of the day, I can still talk to whoever I want to. You can still talk to whoever you want to, but I really might love you, but it's only in this one specific way. And I feel like that's where, as a community, we have gotten to, is to that ludos type of love where there is no commitment. We are running from commitment. Like, it's what you hear in songs all the time. And how do we go back from having this ludos type of love to having the agape type of love that says, I'm going to love you through whatever. I'm going to be committed to you. I'm going to be loyal to you.
You got to start loving yourself.
Well, let's start with knowing your last name before I get to ask.
Yeah, you gotta love yourself first.
Hey, Wayne said, let's start with, I got to know your last name before you give me some ass.
Oh my gosh, really?
Well, thank you, Wayne.
The middle name too?
What you just said was, isn't that type of love all the passion without the commitment?
Yeah.
Hell, that's a casual sex type of relationship. I love to fuck. Who don't?
Yeah.
But if I ain't got to deal with you, then I ain't got to deal with you. So I guess I got a ludos love with a bunch of motherfuckers.
And I mean, but how do we go from that ludos to that agape though? That's what I'm
giving
trying to
up the
figure out.
ass before I know your last name. How about that?
We'll make it so accessible.
I walked into a situationship and it's about communication. Where are you at? Where is that person at? And if you know that you want something real, you know that you want something long term, and this person is telling you that maybe this is not something that they want, sometimes we choose to stay still because we're just like, well maybe. So I think it's a lot of times like you think that this is the end, or you think that you're not going to get something good, or this is as good as you get. So it's not being afraid to receive what you think is supposed to happen, and then also accepting what you deserve, saying yes to what you deserve, and saying no, and letting go of what you don't, and what you don't want either. So.
Okay. No, I definitely agree with that. Like, and I agree with, number one, you got to love yourself. You got to know what it is you're looking for. And you got to really know what love is.
But it starts with loving yourself. Mm-hmm. I've been finding that for the last few years. That's been one of my, a couple of years ago, we talked about New Year's resolutions the other day. That was one of my resolutions, is to figure out what I love. Not what somebody else wants me to love, not what, not piggybacking behind somebody saying, oh yeah, I like that too. I wanted to know what I love. And it's taken me a few years, and I still, have a lot to learn about myself. But I really believe that if you start within loving yourself, then you're going to know what you want within yourself, and that's going to rub off on any relationship that you're in.
That is so true.
No, I agree. But look, we got to wrap the show up. So I'm just going, and I apologize because I'm finna commandeer the last word here. Because I'm gonna bring it back to the topic of chivalry, right? And then we brought it into love, right? But for men and women out there, we understand the factors like the underage pregnancy, no man in the home, the things that have tried to divide and split our family, right? But we have to somehow, some way get back to what chivalry really is in men and women, which is the loyalty, the forbearance, you know, the dealing with the bullshit that comes up, which is forbearance, the liberty, you know, giving your space, giving your partner the space to be who they need to be, the spirituality, and then we also got to get back to honor. So that's 5 things that each one of us needs to work on within each relationship that we're in. That being said, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Queen.
This goes out too, Chuck, when you post the episode, but definitely list that out as a description because I think that's awesome.
Okay, I will. I will most definitely do that. Okay, so Queen, you got any shout outs you want to do?
Shout out, happy birthday, Quinn. Birthday was the 5th. Happy birthday, Jaden and Ryan. Their birthdays. Ryan's birthday is on the 11th. I know his daddy's sitting right here, but I want to shout him out anyway. And Jaden's birthday was on the 3rd. Yeah, it was on the 3rd. We did their birthday party. Enjoyed ourselves with the Chuck E. Cheese yesterday.
The place of
but I just
purgatory
wanted
for
to
adults.
give a shout out to the boys, my extended boys. And last but not least, I'm giving a shout out to my oldest son, Chris. 2 pounds in a deuce.
Yes. All right, Square. Brother Noble Birch. Go ahead.
Shout out to my little one. Be a year old on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Daddy, love you, man. I wish I was still back at the house with you, man, because we were sleeping. To everybody out there, the black folk, the white folk, the poor, the enfranchised, man, keep the struggle is real. Keep doing what you do.
Yeah.
You know, keep loving your family. You know, coming up on ML King Day, we're gonna hear the "I Have a Dream" speech and everything. A lot of stuff. Really, I know you don't want to hear, but you know, I think it's lost in translation. As I've always said, I think that every child needs to go out to the National Civil Rights Museum out in Memphis.
Yes, definitely.
And experience that, you know, to get the real sense, because it shows you up close and honest and vintage footage of how they talked, how they looked at us. But I'm getting on something different. But shout out to everybody. Keep on your grind this week. I love you.
Georgette Pierre, who you gonna shout out this evening?
To you all, to anyone that's ever supported everything that I've been working on, it's definitely been some time coming. So I'm just grateful to my family, to my loved ones, and to I was like, man, I'm about to put myself out there to this very special person that I'm
Go ahead and say it. Go put him out there.
Now you keep that secret, Georgia.
I'm gonna give him a name. His name is Elroy.
Elroy.
Elroy Jenkins. Shout out to Elroy Jenkins.
His name is Rock Long. Shout out to Rock Long.
Elroy. Is that it for your shout outs? Is that all your shout outs? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt them.
Yeah, no, I'm good. No, I'm grateful to be on with you all.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna do my shout outs last. First of all, got to shout out Felicia, who was the camera woman this evening. Got to shout out D. Wayne, the brain, he was the camera dude, but
he quit.
He gives a sidebar commentary.
Yeah, he had some crystals he had to go ahead and get.
It was chicken wing.
And I want to say huge thank you to Georgette, because really, honestly, us doing this show is a product of a conversation that she and I had, because she asked me a question and the answer was this show. Right, so we're here in part because of advice that she's giving me. So I appreciate you. Thank you. Also got to shout out Ace Lawn Care Service, Jimmy and Jamal. Let me cut it. Jamal, I'm sorry about your puppy too.
Jamal, about your baby.
Sorry about your baby.
He had to put his dog down. He was a little distraught about that today, and I understand because I had to put mine down too. She got to shout out JL Studios, best tattoo artist in the city, John Lindsay. Y'all go check him out if you need a tattoo. The Menlo Park grocery store, Sean Daniels. If you're in the Brainerd area here in Chattanooga, make sure you go by. Also, for everybody on Facebook Live, you can see me holding this up. This is the Urban Voice, the newspaper that is, it is, I guess, the owner, and then the publisher is Jermaine Harper. Thank you. And so please pick up the Urban Voice. It gives a lot about what's going on in the community. That being said, I'm moving away from the Black Panthers quote that we did all last year. So this month, I'm going to be quoting Dr. Martin Luther King to close out the show. And this is a portion of a speech that he gave. Hopefully I can do it justice. Dr. King said, "I came here tonight to plead with you. Believe in yourself and believe that you are somebody. I said to a group last night, nobody else can do this for us. No document can do this for us. No Lincolnian Emancipation Proclamation can do this for us. No Johnsonian Civil Rights Bill can do this for us. If the Negro is to be free, he must move down into the inner resources of his own soul and sign with the pen and ink of self-assertive manhood his own Emancipation Proclamation. Don't let anybody take your manhood. Be proud of our heritage. We don't have anything to be ashamed of." That being said, we appreciate y'all for listening, and we out.
Peace.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Georgette.
Thank you, Georgette. Although you made fun of me. Appreciate you.
Yeah, that's the find me, GeorgettePierre.com.
Oh, I forgot to list
I'm
all your
coming
stuff
up
out there.
with your own thing, dear Georgette.
Another thing on the-
Dear
Someone
Georgette.
else said that.
That's right.
Yeah, make sure if y'all are still on Facebook Live, go check out Dear Georgette on YouTube. Like, she's doing relationship stuff, and like the last one I watched, I had to chuckle because like she did one about, what was it? People getting text messages, like you sitting down with your girl or your boyfriend, and they get a text message and feel the need to reply, and she did part of this. The first part of the segment is what they really think when you start text messaging somebody, and then the second half was what they really say. So I mean, it's interesting how they did that dynamic there. But
Yeah. That was definitely in my head. That was a real thing. I was like, I gotta show both sides of the story.
So I want to see Felicia. What kind of comments? What comments do we have? So like we can leave before we go off the air.
Terrence was saying strong black women are sometimes hurt and don't want a man back in their life. They feel they can do it better than the sorry motherfuckers that caused them that grief. The problem that arises that they won't allow anyone in without destroying his character first.
Wow, that's profound. Appreciate that, Terrence. Thank you. Who else you got? Oh, I gotta get closer. Woo! My knees hurt. It's a little chilly down here, and I'm old. Yeah, I am. So, what other comments we got?
And then Wayne said the drama, as you call it, is a cry for attention. It's disguised as a drama because of lack of knowing and how to express themselves.
That's very, very true. Yep.
And then Terrence also commented, on the other foot, some of those sorry-ass Negroes don't take the time to understand what they really want or need in a relationship. Life is not a music video. Be prepared to work with what you want.
Man,
nothing will be handed to you.
Speaking of that, hold on. I forgot the little dude's name. One of these little rappers came out with a song talking about "I don't want no black bitch." That was the hook on the song.
He don't want no black bitch.
I don't want no black
That's
bitch.
one of them more,
Mumble rappers.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? A little terrible, a little stupid.
Hey, Cole Seaver said you slipping on that Milwaukee's best square.
Yeah.
I feel like back in
I don't treat it, man. I treat it like
You got
the beer.
I felt my life, you know what I'm saying? I got close to my credit score drop.
Hey, okay, was that it?
No.
Oh, dang. Okay, that's all we gonna do. Worship Master Bo, what's up?
Why you laughing?
All right.